More test review answers. I did the ones in purple, so I'm going to change my color right now to red. Anything in purple I did last night and posted a video, so you would have to go back if you had questions as you're looking through my work. I can talk you through those hopefully on the video. So here we go. I will fill in the gaps on the other ones. So again, we need to, on our first substitution, one variable needs to disappear. So I have y by itself. And on the test, they will always be obvious like this. Okay, and if I were to substitute up here, I got to replace that y. Okay, because remember, if we go back over to like this previous one, I had 6, negative 28. Those x's and y's, you would have a negative 6 for both x's and a negative 28 for both y's. So that's why we can kind of do some substituting here, because we have things that are equal. So when I rewrite this, I have 3x plus 2, and then I put it in parentheses, negative 3x plus 11. That equals 7. So a quick distributive property, 3x, and this becomes minus 6x because I have 2 times negative 3x. 2 times 11 is 22. That equals 7. We combine to get negative 3x plus 22. Subtract 22. Negative 3x equals negative 15. Divided by negative 3. X equals 5. So now that I know that x equals 5, I'll use the second equation just because it's going to be easier to substitute that variable back in. Because then I have negative 15 plus 11 equals y. And so y equals negative 4. So again, label your steps or make them very, very obvious by kind of, if you notice over here, I kind of had 4 different spaces. I did them, on some of these other problems. Make sure it's very obvious where I can see you going from step to step, showing every single step. You can't go from here to here and expect credit. So that was our second. Third, we write our answer, 5, negative 4. And then I check using the other equation. And so I check, and I would have 3 times 5 plus 2 times negative 4. I ran out of room there, but it should equal 7. So I have 15 minus 8, and does that equal 7? Well, yeah, it does. So we're good to go. Okay, now on to the elimination ones. I was looking at some of your guys' work. There will be, I believe it's one on your test where you got to multiply by 2 different things here. The easiest thing to do, like on number 4, down here you can see I've already suggested that you multiply just by the opposite numbers. Sometimes there's an easier way to do it, but on number 5, since we're on number 5, these are already opposite, so these problems go pretty quick. Since those are opposite, when we add them together, we get 5x equals 10, so I divide both sides by 5, and I get x equals 2. That's my first step. Second step, I plug in x equals 2. So I can do 17 times 2 plus y equals 4. So 34 plus y equals 4, and I subtract 34. Y equals negative 30. So now 3, I can write my answer, 2 comma negative 30. And then 4, check it on the other one, negative 12 times 2. And then this is a little tricky, you gotta be careful because I have minus negative 30. So that's gonna become plus 30. That is equal 6. So, and it will check because again, this becomes plus 30. There's my 4 steps again. Down here, number 4, I suggested you multiply by the opposites. So this is definitely one where you would need a calculator. But I have negative 40x minus 56y. And 32 times 8. 8 times 30 is 240, plus 8 times 2 is 16. So you have negative 256. Down here, 8 times 5 is 40x plus 30y. 5 times 46. Again, break that apart into 2. 5 times 40 is 200. Plus 5 times 6, 30. So that should equal 230. Okay, and when I add these together, we're going to get a lot smaller numbers. And actually what happens is the x's cancel. But here I have negative 26y equals negative 26. So obviously two negatives equal a positive, so y equals 1. There's step 1. Step 2, since y equals 1, we'll just stick with the first equation. 5 times x plus 7 times 1 equals 32. So that's 7. So I subtract 7. 5x equals 25, and 25, drag my ink pen there. Divide both sides by 5. X equals 5. So 3. I have an answer of 5, 1. 4. Check it with the other one. So I have 8 times 5, which will be 40, plus 6 times 1, which is 6, equals 46. Good to go. Over here, I'd already suggested in my previous video that the x's are already opposite. So when we add those together, we get negative 2y equals 18. Divide by negative 2. Y equals negative 9. So then, second step, 3x minus, I'm going to do that, minus 4 times negative 9 equals 9. So 3x plus 36 equals 9. So I subtract 36, get negative 27. My 3x drops down, divide by 3. X equals negative 9. So I have the same answer for both. And then we'll check that. Negative 3 times negative 9 plus 2 times negative 9, hopefully equals 9. So I have a positive 27 minus 18. Checks. Down to our story problems. You'll notice a pattern. This egg thing has shown up on our quiz review, on our quiz, and then again on our test review. So I would suggest you know how to use this type of problem. So she charges 2 eggs. 2 eggs plus 1 toast equals $3. And 1 egg and 1 piece of toast equals $1.80. So this is one where we could just subtract. It's actually a pretty simple problem because these are the same. So when you have the same thing, you can subtract the whole problem. So I have 2 eggs minus 1 egg. If I subtract everything, I get 1 egg. So we're doing step 1 here. 1 toast minus 1 toast is no more toast. 3 minus $1.80 is $1.20. So that's how much an egg costs. An egg is $1.20. So now that I know that an egg costs $1.20, it's pretty simple to come back over here and do 1 times $1.20 plus 1 times a piece of toast equals $1.80. So then if we subtract $1.20 from both sides, 1 piece of toast equals 60 cents. Some of you did not label on your quiz or your quiz reviews. You need to tell me then, what's the answer? Well, an egg is $1.20. Toast is 60 cents. You need to label that. All right, and if we check that, so those 2, here's 3, your answer. 4, 2 times $1.20 plus 60. That's going to equal your $3. It says it's okay to use Desmos, so this is where you'd probably want a phone with you tomorrow to go to Desmos.com if it pops up. I'm only going to do one of them on Desmos, and then I'm going to talk you through the other 2. So we come here, and we are going to enter in our equation, negative 4x. I'm going to grab my keyboard real quick and do this. It'll be easier. So we have negative 4x plus 3y equals negative 12. Hit enter. There's one line. And negative 2x plus 3y equals negative 18. So now you gotta move this around. If you click there, it'll give you the answer, which was negative 3.5. And then negative 8.667 is really 8 2/3. These ones here, you don't need a graph because we go back to definitions. Same slope, different y-intercept. No solutions. That's what happens when you have parallel lines. Down here, if you look what happens, if I just subtract 2 from both sides, I get y equals negative 5x minus 2. Well, that's the same equation. So that's when you have infinite solutions. Okay, I told you in the directions, if you go back and look at the directions, I said all of these were solid lines except for number 13. So in this one here, when it is on that side, it is below the line, so that is a less than. So that is wrong. And that is wrong. And now we're looking at comparing B and D. Well, on B, that's negative 3x plus 4. This one's minus 4. Well, our intercept's not here. Our intercept's at a positive 4. So you get an answer of B. Another solid line here. This one is above. Okay. So we are shading above the line. So it's a greater than. So it's going to be one of those. Can't be those. And again, is the intercept a positive 4 or negative 4? It's down here to negative 4. So it gives you an answer of C. This is a dashed line. So it has to be this one or this one, and not those two. When we have 4x minus 3 for both of these, so are we shading above the line or below the line? We are above it, not below it. So since we are above it, it is greater than. So there is your answer of A. These ones are a little tricky. If I would have been graphing these for you guys, what happens is like this would be all red. And then this one's all green. And then they only shade that one area. Okay. So that's how our test generator spits them out. So one thing I can notice by looking at this one right away is that I'm below this line and I'm below this line. So both of them have to be less thans. So if I look here, those are both less thans. Here, not the case. Here, not the case. And here, these are both greater than. So without even looking at the things, I already know that x minus 2 is going to pop up. Well, that's this line right here. This is the green one. And negative 3x minus 6, my intercept down here is 6. So that one checks as well. So your answer is C. In the graph of this system, last problem. So in this one, you would have to subtract your 2x. So then I have y is less than or equal to negative 2x minus 4. So the first thing I would do, again, since it says that this is less than and this is a less than, I'm going to look for something where they're shaded both below. This is shaded above this line. And that one's shaded below it. So it can't be that one. Kind of the same thing over here. This is shaded above the line. Can't be that one. These are both shaded above the line. Can't be that one. Letter A are both shaded below. Shaded below both of these lines. And again, if I graph this, I would have had them graph like that. There's my answer. Both below 15 is A.